Hi guys, and welcome to the Peterborough vs Sunderland match review. So Sunderland have come back from a goal behind to draw 1-1 against Peterborough away from home. Now, how I'm feeling after this game, I feel somewhat deflated, a little bit frustrated. I can't complain too much because Peterborough are obviously a very good side, and if I was handed a point before the game, I probably would have taken it if I'm going to be completely honest. But in the way that the game went, although Peterborough did have their phases, I think generally I feel like we were the better side for large parts. Maybe not creating too many clear-cut chances or testing the keeper too much, but I do think on the whole, over the course of the 90 minutes, I do think that we were the better side. But we'll get into the game anyway. So if we go into our starting 11, we have Burge in goal, we have McFadzean left back, and we have Sanderson and 09 in the middle, with Power starting at right back. Now, in the middle, we had Winchester and Leadbitter. Then we had Jones on the right, McGeady on the left, and we had Stewart and Wyke starting up top. So it's a flat 4-4-2. So it was strange because you look at it and you think, okay, he's going for it. You know, he's got two strikers, he's going for it. But then you've got two holding/defensive midfielders in the middle. So is he going for it? Do you know what I mean? It was very mix and match. And, you know, it's not like he had Winchester and then someone alongside him who breaks forward, who does get forward, or anyone in the hole behind Wyke, because it was a flat 2 up top. So I was quite sceptical to see how this would work, and I thought the only way it would work is if we just went down the wings and just kept pinging balls in for Stewart and Wyke, and which I wouldn't complain about, particularly on that pitch. It's quite a hard, bobbly surface. Just whip the ball into the box over and over again to the big lads in the middle, and hopefully things will pay off. And a couple of times in the opening moments of the games, we did that. You know, Jones got balls into the box, McGeady got a ball into the box, and it looked like we were going to start testing them. But then, literally after the opening 5-10 minutes, we just never did that again. We were just thumping the ball up from the centre, and we were going more centrally up towards Wyke and Stewart, and now they're putting balls over the top for them to chase, which they're not going to. They're not those kind of strikers to get in behind. Stewart, to be fair to him, and Wyke, you know, they were flicking balls on, but it just weren't quite working out for the most part of the game. But early on, the first chance of the game, it was knocked down from Stewart onto Wyke, who's hit it on the half volley and it's gone wide. McGeady had a chance. It was a good ball from the right-hand side, Power, and it did find McGeady, went all the way to the back post. McGeady gets it, he comes inside from left to right as he does, and he tried to put it into the far corner, and it's destined for that far corner. But Beavers, the centre-back for Peterborough, gets ahead in it and managed to turn it away. And they eventually get it cleared. But that was sort of like the opening 10 minutes, so we were really going at them. And from then on, from the majority of the first half, the opening 25 minutes to half an hour, should I say, I feel like without creating too much or testing the keeper too much, we just controlled the game, and that was it. And we'd have the ball in the middle with Winchester and Leadbitter, but both of them, like I say, neither of them are known for their attacking ability too much, or dragging us forward. As much as I like the pair of them, you know, putting them together as a pair, it's safe hands, but very little else. You know, they were trying to get it out wide to the likes of, you know, Jones or McGeady, but I feel like Thompson, the right back for Peterborough, I think for large parts he actually had McGeady in his pocket. He was out-strengthening, or should I say sort of out-powering, out-muscling McGeady a lot, and it was making it very easy, or making McGeady very easy to defend against at times. So that's why I think McGeady was self-consciously just sort of pushing himself into the centre, because he was having no luck and no joy against Thompson. But yeah, the middle two, Winchester and Leadbitter, were just giving it out to the wings, but they weren't having a look getting down to the bylines. I think maybe once or twice in that first half. So we're just relying on who fit football to Stewart and Wyke, and we weren't really testing the keeper, like I say. But then we had about 5-10 minute period between the sort of half an hour mark and 40-minute mark where we started to get sloppy. We're giving away the ball, giving away cheap free kicks, and Peterborough was starting to get in and getting chances. Peterborough, you know, they nearly scored at 09, nearly scored an own goal. Burge was called into action as well, made a good save. So in terms of testing the keeper, Peterborough were the better side in the first half, but in terms of possession control in the game and just looking the most sort of like comfortable, I think it was us. So we're going to half time and it's 0-0. Now second half, completely different story. I feel like they come out and they wanted it a little bit more than us, and eventually they do break the deadlock. And Dembele, who I've said in the preview is a brilliant little player, he did come on and he gets his goal. Thompson muscles his way into the box. McFadzean, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's like trying to ask for a free kick off the ball when we'd rather him try and stop the man. And he's played in really well, flicked into Dembele, completely free in the box, and he passed it into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 1-0. And it is deserved in the second half, I believe. I think Peterborough come out and, like I said, they've shown a lot more. Power for me at right back today. I actually think he was very poor. He was very poor. It was too often he was getting sucked into the action, dragged into the centre. And I suppose that's what you're going to get when you've got someone who's naturally a central midfielder playing at right back. And 1 week he's playing right back, the next he's playing in the centre. And there's a few times where he's getting sucked into the action in the middle and he's leaving gaping holes at right back, and that's the vulnerability you get when you do play a centre mid and right back, I guess. But 09 doesn't do that too often, so I can't give him too much of an excuse, power. But even just on the ball, he's giving away the ball too much, making the wrong decisions. So yeah, power for me, I think it was pretty horrendous, pretty goddamn awful in my opinion. But we did make a load of changes, absolutely load of changes. I do appreciate that from Lee Johnson, because I didn't see where the hell the goals were going to come from. It wasn't working with Stewart and Wyke. I think if we were just whipping balls in from the left and the right hand side, then we might have seen them cause a little bit more trouble. But we weren't, like I say, we were just pumping balls in from deep, and there's only so much that they could do, and it wasn't sticking with them either. Do you know what I mean? Stewart weren't holding the ball up very well, nor was Wyke, so I can't blame it totally on balls being pumped up to them, because as target men, you should be able to deal with. So you should be able to deal with that a little bit better, and they weren't. But that's not to say that the balls weren't great that were coming into them. But like I say, Johnson, he saw that nothing was happening, brought on a load of subs. Hume come on, O'Brien, McLaughlin, Gooch come on as well, and they were trying to change the game a bit. And Gooch, to be fair, when he did come on, he was doing very well. He was driving at them, really giving us that bit of physicality on the wings as well that we hadn't had, because I think Jones, he was a little bit soft, as was McGeady, as I said, on the wings, and they were getting dealt with at times quite easily. But Gooch were having none of it. He was really running at them, driving at them down the centre as well, trying to make things happen, which weren't really coming off. And it ends up being a free kick. We get a free kick from 25 yards out, and our set pieces throughout the afternoon, they weren't great, causing a little bit of problems in terms of sort of goal mouth scrambles a little bit. But I didn't have too much faith in McGeady, which I probably should do, given his quality. But I think with everything that was the way things were going in the afternoon, I didn't expect this to go in the top corner like it did. And it did fly into top corner, so it 1-1, and we were sort of in the ascendancy then, final 10 minutes, really pushing for it and going for it. I just wish we tested the keeper more, because he was actually injured for the last 10 minutes. You could see it. He couldn't go down to his left-hand side at all. There was nearly no goal. The ball was put in, and their defender, Kent, he's nearly just tapped it into his own goal, but it's actually just rolled off the post. And the keeper's allowed that to happen because he knew he couldn't dive. I wish our players had noticed that their keeper, he just couldn't move to the left at all. But we weren't shooting. And anyway, the game, it sees itself out. 1-1. Scowen come on for the final few moments as well to try and ruffle some feathers in the middle. Did quite well, but it's 1-1. I think it's probably a fair result. Like I say, that probably made no sense there, because emotions are running high throughout this review. But yeah, it was probably a fair result in the end. Like I say, in terms of controlling the game, I thought we did quite well. We just didn't test the keeper anywhere near enough, whereas they looked a lot more threatening when they come forward. I thought they looked a lot more clinical. To be fair, we kept Clark Harris very quiet. I think he looked really poor, actually. I think their main threats, they had Schmodix, who looked decent at times. Schmodix actually brought Burge into action a couple of times. Dembele, obviously, with his goal, we know what he brings. I'm surprised he didn't start, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll take a point. So if you have a look at the league table now, Hull did win today. They beat Northampton by 3-0. So that sees them on 76 points, with, of course, remaining in third. Still only 2 points behind Peterborough, with a game in hand over Peterborough and 2 games in hand over Hull. So again, it's another case of, if we win our games in hand, this could happen. If we win this game, this could happen. But if we do win those couple of games in hand, we will be top of the league, and that's just the way it is. So it could have gone a lot worse today, and I will take a point against a very, very good Peterborough side that, I think they're going to go up every day of the week. And I predicted, like I say, at the beginning of the season, I predicted that they were going to win the league, because I think they have such a good squad, and they've shown it today at times. But we also shown ourselves what we're capable of, controlling the game if we're just a little bit more clinical, a little bit more brave around the box. I think we could have come away with 3 points today, but it isn't to be. So we'll wait and see what happens next weekend when we do take on Charlton, when we need to be a lot better. And I'm going to give my man of the match to Luke O'Nien. He made a couple of errors that put us under pressure, but he always recovered, and a couple of last-ditch challenges from him. The usual, launching his body in front of the ball. Sometimes he just puts his face in front of the ball. and I think he was very, very good in that sense. We'll give my man of the match to Luke O'Nien. So you guys let me know in the comments down below, what did you think of the game? Who was your man of the match as well? But that'll be my review of the game. If you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already, to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.